It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I am here with Hannah and Terry doing a monthly maintenance in Chula Vista. I talk about this a lot. You know, I'm telling you, ask me, well, how do you keep the neighbor's grass from getting into your installation? And I talk about how I just, you know, run some rubble through and it's no big deal. Well, here's Exhibit A. So you can see, and this installation went in 3 years ago, so this is the first time I've addressed this. See how that grass is coming through the rock? Just peel the rock back and look at how easy that grass comes out. Ugh, it's so satisfying, you guys. Look at that. And put the rock back, and then wherever I see it, all I have to do is move back the rock. Really easy, and like I said, so satisfying. So I can get through this entire property line in probably 5 minutes flat or less. But now you see how that is done.
Show them the rest.
Yeah, let's look at the rest. This property is just so gorge. It's really coming along so beautifully. Here's our front yard specimen garden.
There was a dazzlerian right there.
Yeah, we had a little dazzlerian longissimum right here, and it just turned up its toes. I don't know what to say about it, but you know, I haven't felt the need to replace it. So, you know, this whole front, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 plants in this front yard. The rest of it is boulder and top dressing and rubble. And it is such a winner. We spend most of our time in this front yard just picking up leaves from the neighbor's messy tree. There's not really much else to do. It's amazing. Our little pots up here at the entry are completely self-sustaining and looking super terrific. Here's another dazzlerian that was dying, and we propped this one up with rubble because it was just falling over, and it seems to have rerouted, and it's looking much livelier. So I'm confident that this dazzlerian is going to make it. We're coming into spring. Now's the time to get out in your garden. Remember my program, see a weed, pull a weed. That's how we attack this space, and it's very successful. Here you can see that our agave quadricolor is starting to really mature and throw off a lot of pups. And we're going to let it ride for as long as we like the way it looks. Probably, well, it's been 3 years, another year, we'll probably want to get in here and tear into this Aloe Cameronii and this quadricolor. We would be digging these plants out, cutting them all up, and resetting them to size them. The Pachypodium lemerii looks awesome. Notice too these giant queen palm trees. I tell you all the time, don't worry about underplanting palms, they don't mind. We poured so much soil over this area. We brought in, I think it was 6 yards of top soil. And as you can see, the palms couldn't care less. One of the greatest things you can do sometimes is the most simple. This was a pot full of stuff and it just wasn't working, so I took the stuff out last time and I put in this little Pharaoh Cactus, and now I'm happy. I am so happy. This is what a dazzlerian longissimum should look like. See how it's much greener than the one we just left, but the one we just left is coming right along. Aloe ferox is looking terrific. The Mangave jaguar has developed into a stand, and I just I take off the blooms whenever I see them because the client doesn't really like the blooms. And this is another plant that the snails really like. See this damage right here? That's from snails. Snail. Those little effers, they just, you know, they're so rude how they will just take and chew the middle of a leaf and completely ruin the look. So you might want to put some snail bait down around your Mangave jaguars right about now. Okay, moving through to the back. Also, thank you. We're closing in on 90,000 subscribers, so we're getting super close, and I appreciate all of you for subscribing to the channel. Here is a testimony to resilience. This is an Aluaudia procera branch that we took off of the mama plant a number of months ago.
Hold it up.
And it's just been sitting over here in the corner, minding its own business, and it's blooming. I mean, what does that tell you? Insert your own metaphor here. But I just think that is just the most amazing thing, and the thing that I love so much about these plants. Okay, moving forward. Back here in the back, we've got this fabulous agave ovatifolia hybrid and aloe blue elf, and that's it. Boulders and rubble. Two and done. Just love this combo so much. So simple. This area gets quite a bit of shaded protection, so these Echeveria Saharas are just languishing in love of this spot. They can take the heat, but you know, they don't necessarily love it. And the Aluaudia procera that's hugging the Pharaoh Cactus, can you even? I mean, isn't that just so cute? They are just the best of friends now. I have taken a couple of branches off of this Aluaudia. You know, we have to keep making judicious decisions about this plant as it starts to encroach on the walk, but you know, for now, letting it ride. Also with your Aluaudias, you may notice that the leaves are turning yellow and falling off, or maybe your Aluaudia are naked. They're just coming out of dormancy, so feel free to drop a bunch of water on your Aluaudias and they will just be fine, I promise. Another gorgeous Ferox, an absolutely stunning stand of Echeveria Sahara. This is a twin Dazzlerian longissimum, so it will eventually grow on a trunk and slowly own this space right here. And this is a crazy wild Crassula argentea sunset. I think it's the biggest single stand I've ever seen. So this is another one that we'll have to dig up, cut up, and reset at some point. This Pharaoh Cactus is also getting a little too big for its spot. You can see how it's pressing against that rock. So I tell you guys, it just never ends, does it? Never ever ends. Over here, the Petalanthus bracteus, we just continue to get in. You know, you can remove the spent blooms if you want. It's just basically a maintenance issue. You can do it or not. It's up to you. The Portulacaria afra is looking great. We just recently popped in this little agave Cara stripe, and it's trying there. We'll keep an eye on that. I just took all of the pups off of this Mediopicta alba. Not a big fan of the pups. I just got in there with a shovel and then just pulled them right on out. This cookie plant is looking fantastic. This is an often maligned succulent that people think is ugly. I think this particular stand is absolutely beautiful. So yay, cookie plant. Look at the Aloe Dorothiae. And this quadricolor that found a home in there amongst its friends. That's super cute. And here's a trio of Dazzlerian longissimums in this pot that is holding its own, is quite happy. We've also got the variegated Opuntias and the, what is it? Euphorbia antisyphiliticas in between, and those are still holding their own and looking good. Haven't had to do anything in there at all except a little bit of weeding.
I love the pink of the...
Oh, the pink of the millii, yeah. The millii in the pot is so pretty. And there's some really pretty borrowed landscape in this garden too, with the hibiscus from next door. Don't hate that. Oh yes, and look, the agave perii is really starting to mature. This is a slow one, the truncata, but so worth the wait. Ugh, love that plant. And probably next month, we will start tearing up the gutters and doing some resetting, because you can see just how leggy these plants are getting. You know, it's a really, really quick and easy fix, and you can take these stems and put them in your garden of death, and you will probably get propagates that way. But for the sake of expediency with our gutters, we just take the tops, the pieces we've cut, and we just stick them right back on the dirt. And that's how we do it. We won't water this for a week or so until they've hardened off. And then we'll just start the whole process all over again. Easy peasy. Over here in the shaded area, we've got some seriously happy plants. The Xerosclepis is climbing and doing its thing. It's really the only succulent vine that I'm aware of. The Pachypodium lumerii is, it's pouting a little. I mean, the leaves don't look the greatest. I don't think it gets quite enough sun, but it's hanging in there. And look at how green and happy the barrel cactus are. We got our little Myrtillo cactus crest, which is leaning a little. Oh, it's not standing up straight. Wait, there. That better? I feel like that's better. And then another adorable little mammillaria. So we had some fussy stuff going in these pots, and we traded it out for cactus. And nobody's etiolating, and everybody's looking good. So I call it a win. And then down here, you know, it was just some simple things that we added. Mostly crassulas and some aloe vera. You know, it's a very, very simple side garden. Nobody really comes down here. But in its simplicity, it's just so pretty. And we can always add things, you know, as we want, as the years pass. This could become her garden of death if she so chooses. So, that's the Chula Vista garden in a nutshell. I appreciate you all tuning in and following along. I encourage you to get out in your gardens and make a mess. Get in there. Remember how resilient these plants are and how tough they are and just how much abuse they can really take. And one last thing, this Baccarnia recurvata that the guys pulled out from the back corner over there by the gate and replanted in this spot has tripled in size. That foot is now has a diameter of at least 3 feet. So, wow. You know, not gonna lie, one of my faves. So, any rate, y'all have a great day. I appreciate you tuning in. This has been Laura of Design for Serenity, reporting from Chula Vista, California with Hannah and Terry, and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.